You guys good? I like that suit. Sharp, man. All right, super proud of the guys. That's 3. I told them we were shooting for a win streak, right? 2 isn't a win streak. 2's winning a couple games. 3 is a win streak. And so we talked about that. Like, we usually don't talk about stuff like that, but I thought it was really important, man, that we had something to kind of, grab onto, and they did, man. And that's the first thing they said in there was win streak, I've been telling everybody this team was coming, right? And I'm super proud of them because to go do what they did last week, 2 hard-fought games on the road like that. I mean, score wasn't what it was, but that's a hard place to play. And then to come back and bounce back against one of the hottest teams in the league. Seattle's in 3rd place, playing really well, really good basketball right now. And so, look, and we didn't shoot the ball as like last weekend. We shot the ball really well early, so we didn't do that early. You know what I mean? So we were actually doing it by fighting and getting to the rim and finishing and getting to the free throw line, which last time we played them, we got to the free throw line 7 times. And so that was a big emphasis for us, was that we had to attack the rim, and we really wanted to push the ball. And so I thought these kids executed the game plan perfect, did a great job. We weren't real tight down the stretch there, but it's hard when you get up that much. But, man, overall, super proud of the effort and the way that those guys shared the ball with each other today.
Moncrief had 14 and a half and then ended with 18. What did you guys do to change and match his?
Man, well, he missed a couple free throws, which helped. We didn't do a great job on him, I thought, but I thought in the second half we talked about just staying in front of him, make him score over you. And I thought that Leo especially, we changed the matchup. So last game, Leo guarded 96 and Braden guarded Moncrief. And I thought Leo actually would be a better matchup for him. And so I was kind of upset with myself why I didn't do that the first time. And I thought Leo did a great job. Even though he had 14 in the first half, the dude's a beast, man. He's probably the best power forward in the league. And so I thought we did a good job. And then but we talked about we were letting him get by us, right? And we were trying to play from behind. And so we just started stay in front. If he wants to shoot the 3, let him shoot the 3. Give him a couple steps, stay in front. And I think everybody who guarded him in the second half did a good job of that.
And kind of on the flip side, Maldonado, one of the hottest players in the WAC coming into tonight, was 2 of 11 from the field. What did you guys do so well?
Well, I think our defensive intensity is really cranked up. And it really started a couple weeks ago when we got home and we played Tarleton and UTA. Our defense, you could really see our defensive intensity start to crank up, and we carried that into the road, -1 game. We carried that into Utah, and then I thought we brought it here today. And I think when you speed guards like that up and you make them put the ball on the deck and they're thinking twice, about do I shoot it, do I put it on the deck? And I just think he was playing fast, and I give credit to our guards on that.
Coach, you won 3 straight now. How do you keep the momentum going for the week off? How do you keep that going in the next couple games?
Confidence, man. Just try to keep their confidence up, we've played a little quicker the last 3 games, and that's to their credit. I told them, man, if you'll play defense the way I want you to, if you'll get stops, then you can go. If they score, then I'm going to control it a little bit more. And so if you don't want me to control it, get stops. And so far, that's been a pretty good deal we've made with one another. And so they're playing with the cranked-up intensity. They're getting stops, turning people over. And that's a hard team to turn over. We turned them over 15 times. No, we turned them over 15 times. I told Grant Boone before the game I thought 15 was the number. Usually we talk about 20, but I didn't think we could get Seattle 20 times. I thought 15 was the number, and we did that. And, we scored 20 points off turnovers, right? And that's pretty big.
You're done going out of the state for conference games. How good does that feel, and what advantage does that give you down the stretch?
Man, it felt great when we landed the other day. I think that just helps these guys too. Just knowing that we're here in the state. We got some really tough games. Every game. Look at the standings in the WAC. They're crazy, and they're so jumbled up. But just the fact that we don't have to get on a plane for a little while, it does feel good. And I think it's good for these guys' bodies. It's good for them to get back in class. We spent this entire week catching up. Because we were, everybody on our roster was probably behind. And so, but, man, my staff's done a great job of really getting these guys locked in. And we're going to give them a couple days off. They haven't had that in a while. It's been probably since before Christmas where they had 2 days off in a row. And so we're going to do that, and they definitely deserve it.
It's not just these last 3 games, but won 4 out of 6. One of those 2 you probably could have won here.
Yeah.
What have you learned about your team over these last 6?
But they don't quit. I was saying it when we were kind of in the middle of our losing streak, that these guys were continuing to practice hard, continuing to play hard. I think that just shows their character, right? That's why I felt good, because they've, I've been doing this for 26 years. I've had teams that weren't good. I've had teams that were great, right? And a lot of the teams usually this time of the year, they start to shut down a little bit if they're not having success, but you see it in practice. I haven't seen any letdown in practice. Some of you guys come to our practices, right? We go hard. And these guys, they crank it up. They compete against each other. They care about who's on what team in practice, and they're trying to win. And so that's made me feel like I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. And, every game is going to be a street fight from this point forward. But, man, I'd love to go into those street fights with the guys that I have in that locker room for sure.
We're right in that spot in the season. Last season, you went on that really hot streak to end conference play. What do you need to do to get that same streak and that same result this season?
Yeah, I mean, that was great, last year. And we haven't talked about that with these guys because it's a totally different team and we're playing different opponents. But it's just, look, man, we have talked about February separates contenders and pretenders. It really doesn't matter what you do before February. It's all about getting your team ready to play in March. So you want to be playing your best basketball through February and into March. And we've talked about that since day one. Sure, do I wish we could have, won them all? Absolutely. But, man, I'll take a team that's playing good in February any day over a team that plays great, in November, December, and then starts to falter.
Hey, Brett, the sub-T guys were down low in that
Yeah.
section. I'm curious, that's a couple games in a row where you've seen different social clubs down there.
Yeah.
What kind of impact does that have on the guys? Do you notice that have a positive impact? Do you want to see more of it? How much of a difference does that make?
I appreciate you asking that. I really do. It's huge, right? Like, I'm close with some of those guys in sub T, right? But we've had a bunch of clubs down there. The students being at the games is everything. I mean, you guys saw the excitement from our guys after the game was over. Like, that means something to them. I mean, they want to know that, like, we talk about it all the time. Like, this isn't our team. This is your team. This is Abilene Christian University's team. This is the students' team. And for them to come out and support us like that since we've been home, I was a little nervous, to be honest with you, because we haven't been here, right? And so kind of out of sight, out of mind, right? But I think those guys were locked and loaded, ready to go. They brought tons of energy. And not just them, man. The tennis guys were up there screaming and yelling. I can't remember what they were after one guy out there on Seattle's team, and I think it mattered, And so just teams supporting each other, social clubs coming out to the games. The fact that we got some intramural games going on right now, I think that's awesome. I mean, we're all in this together, right? And so, man, we need them to keep coming, and we need all of them to show up, right, and band together and be with us on this home stretch that we got to finish the season.
Coach, Rich had 10, 4, and 4 on perfect from the field shooting. What did you see from him tonight?
Man, I really think the last couple of weeks, Rich has really been a leader. Me and him met a couple weeks ago. Me, him, and Nas. All three of us got together. And playing for me if you're a point guard, is probably the hardest thing to do. I was a point guard. There was no internet when I played, so I was a great point guard. But I expect them to have like the same intensity that I played with, and I expect them to be really good. And so I know that's a hard job. Every point guard that's come through here in the last 13 years has had a hard job. But those guys really answered the call. I challenged them. I challenged them to be more vocal, to take more ownership. And I think both of them have done it. Rich obviously shot the ball really well, but I thought Nas was fantastic today. He was doing some of the stuff that drives me crazy, but I've been asking him to do more of, right? And I thought he really played with some confidence today. But both of those guys I think the last 2 weeks have done an excellent job of being a leader and being a floor general. Good?